Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
What it do, everybody? Happy Friday, and thanks for tuning in to another live RAERAEs Review Live with my homegirl Erin, where we were going to give you the What's Going Down episode of These Rich Heifers of Beverly Hills. Yeah, season 15, episode 5. Please help me welcome Erin to the stage.
Hello, aunties and unks. Happy Friday. Thank you for having me.
Of course. What you think about the episode?
I thought it had a little spice in it. I thought it was cute. It was interesting,
I heard a lot of reverb from how we described things between Kyle and Dorit, with our opinions, our, perceptions and how we feel both of them are within their relationship when it comes to information being shared. It seemed like y'all saying what we were saying.
Probably, yes, right?
Yeah, so, look, we're all aunties. So, we have a way of looking at things. Of course, we're not a monolith. Of course, we're all different. But for the most part, when you have a certain age group, they tend to look at things more similarly than differently, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah? Okay.
I do.
Yes. And I think that's also why we appreciate certain shows that are our demographic. It's, they're relatable. And like we were schooling the younger generation talking about Southern Charm last night. Like,
get it together, fools. Or don't, for our entertainment's sake.
And if y'all missed that, please go back and watch. It was a great conversation.
Yeah,
not always are we on the same page, or even it's all about laughs, but sometimes we have to talk, and it was a good talk.
And and the fun part about that show is it really does bring out different perspectives and points of view and talking points. So if you ever think that our opinions are a monolith, go check out that episode and you will see. we got one of your opinions covered in the discussion, I think.
Okay. And I love how these shows bring out the conversations, for us to have. I hope we are entertaining you. At the same time, it could be, it was that word, cathartic for some people to, weed out what needs to be weeded out so they can, feel a little something when they get a certain, when they hear something that they really need to hear, or when y'all hear something that y'all need to hear. So,
right.
That's why discussions and conversations, communication is so important in all kinds of relationships.
And we are the mother and the father of the zodiac. I'm a Capricorn, and Ray is a Cancer. And that the Capricorn is the father of the zodiac, and Cancer is the mother. So and we are polar opposites, which is partially why we get along so well as far as on the zodiac. And Capricorns and Cancers are naturally a good friendship pairing in the zodiac. I have always truly enjoyed my Cancer friends. So, you get opposite points of view. Sometimes not. Sometimes we are both like, mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it, love it. So this episode, y'all, was kind of cute. They still in Sedona burning up. Want to get into it?
Yep.
Okay, so these heifers now. I love calling rich heifers.
They are. Especially on this trip. They're heffing around.
Okay.
Heffing up a mountain. Yeah.
Hello. So they're all getting ready. I guess y'all can tell who's who in these and you know from who's what and what who's. So we got Sutton. Well, actually the ladies are splitting up into two groups. Some heifers are staying going shopping, and some heifers is going on a hike to the Mesa Vortex. Child, listen. Not no triple digit weather. I'm sorry. We gonna you got to show me virtually, or
Yeah.
till it's like 70 something, but not no triple digits, girl. And I got to hike. See,
Yeah.
5 minutes just to to walk up something, but not. Girl, they're walking for hours. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, listen. Sedona is a magical. Hold on. Okay, good. I had to clear my throat. I want to make sure I unmuted myself. Sedona is a very, very spiritual place for those of you that don't know, but I feel like everybody kind of knows, but whatever. I don't want to be ignorant. The vortex, I'm sure, is incredible energy. There's a lot going on there spiritually, but I don't know how spiritual I'd be feeling in that level of heat.
Girl. Again, yeah, but not in 102. And I'll show you because they're going to tell us, and I'm going to show you so you can understand. Really? And then in these little shorts, no, I'm going to need some pants. Listen.
I would have been Kathy. I would have been in my bed.
Hello.
It's me.
Looking at videos that they done sent me, okay?
Yep, I would be like, give me a break in between events and things, and yep, I would have been Kathy.
FaceTime me so I can see where y'all at. All right, then. That would have been me. So here's a little perturbed moment. Amanda comes in and lets the girls know one of her Chanel bags that's a backpack she's gonna take on the trail with her, and that right there just irked Sutton even more. She's like, really? Like, Sutton, girl, what is wrong? Just wait till the end of the episode. You really gonna be irking and jerking off of this. I mean, get used to Amanda. I don't think she's one and done. I think she'll be here for season 16, Sweet 16. So, but I don't know. She's just irking Sutton. Like, for Sutton, come on, girl, get it together. And then now this was interesting. Have you ever heard of pants that had SPF in them?
No. I mean, I guess it's possible, like maybe some kind of material in the pants is a natural sunblock or like a zinc oxide. You know what I mean? Like maybe they were able to weave in a material that makes them, so you don't get sunburned.
Girl,
I guess
I just may need to. Now, first of all, I never heard of you putting sunscreen under pants. Just saying.
I have not either.
If you're covered, that's the whole point. But
right.
Just to be safe, I will put it all over my body and then put my clothes on, no matter what I'm wearing.
Right.
But I just wouldn't trust the pants. I mean, does it get icky does it get wet? Like,
no, it's gotta be. She said in a weird way. It's gotta be some kind of like like material that does not allow UV rays to get through. It cannot be any kind of like liquid in there or any kind of,
no substance.
Lotion. Yeah, no.
Yeah, because then I'm be like, okay, what is this being absorbed into my skin? Because it's not just that; it's other fibers and colors and chemicals from the textile. Nah, dog. That's a nah, dog. Erica, girl, go check with the dermatologist just to be sure. You get a little nudge or a little hyper pig or hypo pig. You may want to, save your receipt. I don't know if I would do that. I never heard of that. I mean, I'm not in that tax bracket, but yet and still. Girl, good luck. So this is cute. They're gonna look the pink Jeep tours. Yeah. Of course they would have pink Jeeps. Now, from my understanding, there's plenty of pink tour vehicles in Beverly Hills or Beverly Hills adjacent. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Okay. Well, we're going to move on from there. But before we go, let's meet our tour guides. Hey, Chris. Want to give them a little plug in case y'all want to go out there. Say hi to Chris and say hi to Sean. They seem very hospitable. What's that word? Chivalrous, knowledgeable, safe. No one had a complaint. Nice. Accommodating. So I would feel safe with them. I'm pretty sure if anything approached, I would be okay. So if you want to go see them, go ahead. Go ahead. What we got next, child? Yeah. If I'm not with Kathy, I'm over here.
Yeah.
I'm over here. We going shopping, and they're going to an eclectic type of place, very hometown, where they're going to be looking at different things. Here are the ladies. If you see them, then you know you're in the right spot. Just want you to know, if you see any of these women in a store out there, then you know you're in the right spot. So you can see in the back, they got these telescopes or kaleidoscopes as well. They had some real nice jewelry of all native jewelry and just a whole lot of things that are native to the land and things that you would find in that area. Yeah, kaleidoscopes and things. Why is she always matching the decor every time I see her? Just saying. I like those frames where it's framing something, not necessarily a picture. I think that's real awesome. Or do you think those came with the frame?
I don't know.
So these are kaleidoscopes and everything. And look at this, y'all. Remember, oh, hold on.
Pardon us for a quick little break there, a refresh.
Thank you. I had to swig on a little drink. Oh, my throat was dry, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say before I was being choked. Remember when you were little and they gave you those kaleidoscopes to look through and look at?
Yes.
This is what was inside one of those or any of those in the store. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, I had one that was like full of like different like ink, and I don't want to say ink, but like maybe colored oil or something like that. It was really cool. Yeah.
So then we have some more eclectic stuff in the, some pocket those Boy Scout knives and whatnot. Then we see Dorit. Now, girl, be careful, because you know PK and them watching, and they looking at your spending habit. So I'm glad you kept it at a moderate amount. You know, this is probably something, you know, more or less we could do if we're, you know, gathering things and are in artifacts or something really nice. Probably for the kids, we'll probably spend around that much. So that's good. Just make sure it ain't no more digits on there, because
yeah, I would have been more interested in the shopping trip the place they went to the second time.
Girl, yes,
That's where I would have spent some money. Yeah.
Hello.
So
they're done shopping and we are back. See, I told you 102. We back to the vortex, hot ass vortex.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
I said no. I don't, and you know, I love all that psychic shit. Look at my username, and I still would have been like, mm.
So again, y'all, if y'all want to check out the pink tour, folks, Airport Mesa Vortex Trail, Google is your friend. Just look them up and have a ball. But y'all, of course, it's a beautiful scene, but it's 102. You see that down there to the right? I mean, some people got on sandals. Some people got on cowboy boots, tennis shoes. I didn't see no boot hiking boots at all. Yeah, because it's 102 degrees. Nobody trying to put that stuff on their feet. It's hot. I don't think I will be 1.5 miles left. Let's see. Now all these different shots, which are more, I only had a few. At this point, Amanda is kind of sick and tired of hearing Jennifer blah, 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 something to say through the whole thing. But if you've watched the show, you'll know she's a little, you know, eclectic in that way. Dare I say, some actors are, you know, extraordinary. So they may look at life a little different. But if you've seen her on this show, or if you've seen her play poker, her and her man are very similar in this way. They may have a conversation about anything that could be going between their ears, and they want to share. So the fact that she's talkative, Amanda didn't understand that, so Erica had to help her understand. Well, listen, she's Jennifer Tilly. She's an award-winning actress. She got it going on. Hush. I don't think Erica is too pleased with Miss Amanda.
No, but I think she's also kind of giving her kind of like the older sister, like, you know, learn the ropes treatment. You know, she's not being unkind. She's just like, girl, get it together. And you're new, you know, there's only so much complaining anybody wants to hear you do.
And this one here, child, she last one to get up, because child, listen, that probably would have been me had I gone, but I'm not gone. Just saying. So here we are again. Airport Mesa Vortex, child. And now this is where this is where the meditation happens. So at the top of the plateau vortex where they are, they start to, you know, settle in, get comfortable, and this is where you center yourself in a way. You know, again, you meditate and whatnot. But these two want to talk about where, you know, about Dorit. Kyle is discussing with Erica, well, you know, me and Dorit had a little talk. It was a little unpleasant, but at the same time, you know, we're talking about her situation. So the gist of it was Erica just kind of nudged Kyle in a direction that wouldn't cause Dorit to feel like Kyle was on her side. Girls, don't even talk about it. And don't say nothing that's going to get her upset. Just,
just listen.
Right. Because apparently, y'all still trying to get back. So that's getting in the way. And she got this going on with the stress, so if you can't give it to her the way she like it or the way she want it, just let it go, Elsa. Let it go.
Well, the bottom line is you will not repair. Oh, hold on a second. Let me do a real hard clear here.
Yeah, they are definitely. I hope they weren't interrupted, but I guess this is a form of centering the situation, so I can appreciate the conversation. Erica's a good time, and she's more level-headed now that she's not so much behind the bullseye as she has been legally.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I valued what Erica had to say.
yeah, and she's basically saying to Kyle, like, if you need to contradict Dorit in order to defend PK's honor, you're not going to win here. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to maintain a friendship with her. It's okay to be uncomfortable or feel like she might be defamating his character, but you can just be quiet. Like, you don't have, like, engaging in the, well, I don't know about that or whatever. It's like, if you want to be that much of a PK champion, then go right ahead, but it's going to cost the friendship with Dorit right now. So, and if you really don't want to hear certain things that she's saying, or you don't want to be the sounding board when you feel like she's blatantly lying about him, then, choose your battles about what you'll listen to or whatever. But, straight up getting into this contradiction with her isn't really going to work.
And at the same time, of course, you know how production do. These folks are talking about the same conversation. Well, Dorit. Well, me and Kyle had a slightly uncomfortable conversation. Talking about my situation, and it's pretty much the same thing. I just, and both of them and Erica are all saying the same thing. But what's her name? This
Kyle?
one here. Rachel.
Oh.
She caught it and said, yeah, I get what you're saying. So she's relating to her, building that trust with her, meaning Dorit, at the same time explaining you two are getting back to each other. So at this point, it's just a matter of, just, being more open with each other and listening. And Bose is saying, well, again, you guys are getting back, you're trying to trust more. So it's just a matter of letting her in as well more. And it's just going to take some time. I'm glad that, even though this looks crazy, it was really a moment where Dorit was receiving all of this. Kyle was receiving that from Erica, and it was just some grown up shit that I can appreciate.
Because ultimately the proof is going to bear itself out. What kind of father PK is, what the fight, all of it. Like it's gonna shake itself out, and divorce is hard, especially when you're friends with the couple. I had a friend that left her husband for another man, that a yoga instructor, and like the way that divided our group of friends and caused havoc, it was really crazy. So I feel for the situation, but ultimately, like, you got to let everyone handle their own divorce, and the truth will come out. And if PK really is a father that's being denied his visitation and his rights, and Dorit is slandering his character, that's going to come to light, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Only thing you can do is control how much you participate. And honestly, Kyle, like, I know he's your friend, but like, I think just maybe engaging in less of it on camera is the best thing to do. But to try to just listen to your friend otherwise, as you've suggested, and just try to avoid the crazy crap on camera.
I agree, child, because
maybe just tell her on the side, I don't want to be on camera where you're talking about PK as a dad or an alcoholic. Those are the two things I don't want to be, I don't want on camera or whatever, figure out your boundaries. But
right, boundaries, but both of them, and all the other can do is respect the boundary, because they're both trying to get back to each other. So instead of what they're just more open communication, more explaining, so one person won't feel slighted because of what the other is saying,
Yeah, and I'm
I
sorry,
agree.
but like, you're divorcing Mo. I'm not saying that he doesn't, his opinion isn't, a part of this, but Mo is going down the ski slopes in Aspen with a bunch of like friggin', influencers and stuff. He's going to Ibiza and acting like a zaddy. Like, like his perspective isn't necessarily ideal either,
Yeah, because Real Housewives of Potomac, he out there in Aspen when they out there
See,
visiting,
yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, what's up, Mo?" He's like, "Hey," like Angel mentioned, she's the newer housewife on there, and she's mentioned, "Yeah, this is where the players play. It's that time of the year." And lo and behold,
There's
who out there
Mauricio.
playing? Kyle's husband. Child,
Yeah.
ain't that nothing?
Wouldn't be
But anywho,
surprised. I was watching that going, oh, does Ashley go after him? I wonder.
girl, if not already.
That's what I'm saying.
So next on the list, so they're done with all that. They get back to the Heezy, and they find out that ain't no chef. They're cooking the dinner for the night. First of all, I agree with Rachel. I agree with Erica. I agree with Jennifer. I'm on vacation. Why am I cooking?
Agree. Oh
They
yeah.
got. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I'm in Sedona, we need to be at a spa. We need to be at a resort. I don't want to be doing any of that. Especially in 102-degree weather, and they were out up and climbing up to the vortex all day, and then you were supposed to cook dinner. Get out of here.
Girl.
Where's the chef? I would have called one.
But the funny, Erica's confessionals was funny the whole trip. She kept shading and just cracking jokes. She's like, wait a minute. First it's hot, then we out, in this hot, in this heat. We doing all these things. Now we got to cook our own food. Sutton, are you strapped for? Are you broke? What is going on, Heifer? Or if this new name means this, I suggest we go back to Strat and live luxuriously and vacation luxuriously, because this ain't it.
Yeah. This is the Erica. This is the Erica I like. The dry sense of deadpan sense of humor kind of stuff. It's funny.
So we got a little back and forth, right? So here we are with Keely. And Bose hasn't been feeling too well. She's taking it easy with these IVF injections, preparing herself for egg retrieval. He's checking on her, and she's getting all dolled up, and she's looking all cute, getting all dolled up, and he's concerned and everything. I appreciate that, letting us check in first last episode, she was injecting herself. Wasn't too much about that, but this episode, you can tell she's feeling not herself.
The hormone. I've heard that this is brutal. I've heard this is very hard. And as you and I both know, and most women, when you start playing around with hormones, too many or too little, it feels. So I feel for her. She's got to feel like garbage.
Yeah, and if you watch Married to Medicine, you'll see how Kyle, what's her name, Quad, is dealing with it, crying and carrying on, and possibly not thinking straight, and just making certain decisions, and that may not be to her best interest. Hormones don't just affect that particular thing. It goes through your circulatory. So it's traveling, hitting, and abutting different areas, and so and this is foreign material, and your body has to get used to it.
Absolutely.
Even though it's synthetic, it's still foreign. So
well, and it absolutely affects your mental, because think about just cycles and PMS and different, how you can feel emotionally more susceptible or moody, just even with a cycle. And this is where you're supercharging your hormones in order to antagonize your reproductive organs. So, absolutely affects the mental.
There's a scripture that says all things work for good. That's the gist of it.
Right.
And that's what this is. All this is work. All these things are working for the benefit of you having a child. Yeah. Both of y'all. Now, if anybody over there Married to Medicine, Quad or somebody, King, whoever, you can listen, watching, listening. We right. So yes. It's just, big ups to both of y'all, and anybody else going through, because child, I can't.
Was it Chris calling him Kang instead of King? Somebody was calling him Kang instead of King. Chris, Alex and Chris, IC Diggy. I can't remember somebody, because they were like, I hate the way he acts. I'm gonna call him Kang instead of King. Anyway,
Allison? Who's that?
No, Chris and Alex.
Oh.
Sorry, I guess my enunciation sucked.
My bad.
Chris.
Probably,
how they, I think he was.
You know how they are.
I think he was calling him Kang, which is really close to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain. But anyway, shout out to Bose. This has got to be very hard, and it's a very emotional journey and all of those things, and I'm rooting for you, ma'am.
Now, the one thing I wanted to say real quick, to look at my notes, not overlook one thing.
Yeah.
When they showed that conversation production show, when Kyle and Erica were talking. When Kyle was talking to Mo about, what he is, the info that PK is telling him, in that conversation, Kyle didn't question Mo, but she's questioning Dorit. So I don't want to keep going back, but that right there is just like, why aren't you questioning that, but you're adamantly questioning what Dorit is saying? And that's the imbalance. And that further proves Erica's point. Stay out of it. Don't get involved anymore. Try not to discuss it, because it looks unbalanced.
Well,
when you're accepting one side and challenging the other. And it's not even your business.
If you don't believe her, and you really don't, like, you have to take a stand for PK, then your friendship is not going to work, because
right.
She's going to be deeply hurt that you're accusing. Now, like I said, I would maybe just say to her, I don't, these are the things I don't want to talk about on camera. If that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. I just don't. But like, you know, and like Erica was saying, like if you really don't believe her, like you don't need to be PK's champion. The truth is going to bear itself out, or just try to avoid having these conversations.
There we go. See what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the thing though, and I'll still stand by this. I think Kyle doesn't believe Dorit.
It's obvious.
Yeah, so I get it. You want to be her friend, but you also don't want to co-sign something you don't believe. Well, good luck.
Ditto. And now, speaking of Kyle Child, she got some moti getting told to her. So Kyle is, I like when she puts her hair up like that. So Kyle and Amanda are talking, and Amanda lets Kyle know that her friend ran into Avi. And she went straight to Avi offering to spill Sutton's tea and work for Amanda just to piss Sutton off. Now, I believe definitely, and it doesn't even have to be said from Amanda, that her friend made it known who she works for. The friend made it known so he can feel comfortable to say what he say. Not that she knew what he was going to say, but because it kind of went weird when she went straight from my friend ran into Sutton's ex-assistant, and then he's divulging all this information. So, I wish that she could have elaborated a little more on that, or production could have shown that. But it was just obvious that he is ticked off. He obviously will not get hired, because who in their right mind would even consider hiring someone who starts with "I will give you the tea"? I'm just saying, Avi, we liked you, but this, if this is true, and I think it is, not cute.
See, I didn't necessarily believe this situation as it was presented. I just don't. I'm not saying Avi didn't run his mouth. I'm not saying it didn't go there, but like, I have a hard time believing that it just so coincidentally unrolled this way, and that Avi's so loose-lipped running around Beverly Hills that these two connected, and this is the way it went down. I, at the same time though, I kind of like don't even really care, because I would like to hear a better explanation about what the hell happened. But this is the woman that straight up asked Erica during the worst time of her life, did you know about the orphan money or whatever? So, and told Erica she had a hard time believing she didn't. So, I don't mind that we are in this territory. Amanda's annoying. I hate this one-upmanship. She's clearly like, whatever. But at the same time, like, I don't have to believe all the details of the situation. I just would like to hear a better explanation from Sutton herself on what the hell happened.
Yes, Sutton, you're going to have to spill the beans, Heifer.
Yeah.
One way or the other. You're going to have to say something, because all this coming back at you, you're going to have to give us a whole lot more than what you did this episode. I know that.
You lost Garcelle and Avi in the interim, in between a season, between a reunion and a season.
Girl.
Like, and you want to act like none of it's your fault. Meanwhile, you're being Sutton Brown trying to turn over a new leaf. A new leaf would be saying whatever the hell, like, you can talk about the details of something and be forthcoming, especially because you used Avi as plenty of shtick for yourself, and explain it to the audience because you brought him along for the ride, and without exploiting the situation too much. But this whole "I don't want to talk about it" shit doesn't fly. Erica didn't get to get away with that. You made sure of it. And I appreciated you for it.
So Kyle convinces her, yeah, you need to tell her. So she agrees to, and here we are. It's 9:45, and they're still cutting up vegetables.
No, that was funny the way he said that. No, this was bullshit. I would have been like, I'm going to bed. There's no way.
I'm gonna cut me up something to eat.
Yeah, charcuterie.
Girl, I don't mind eating maybe 3 handfuls of vegetables, maybe some whatever else is in there. But we're gonna cut all this up. Take what you want.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to do. But
having
I'm
a
about to eat.
cocktail.
Girl,
You're not making me walk around in 102-degree weather for God knows how long, and then expecting me to cook. No, like you said, I'm making whatever little, appetizer, charcuterie board, bites, whatever. I'm having myself a healthy sized drink, and however long I'm awake to have a conversation or a scene with you is what you get. If you had walked out at 11 o'clock at fucking night to start cooking, and this is your sponsored trip, ooh, I would have said more than Amanda.
First of all, why you got that purse? Is Merce in the purse? And second, why are you dressed like the damn picture?
You're the host. You can't show up at 11 if you've agreed to cook something.
Actually.
Yeah, no. I'm done. I'm not having dinner. No, I'm in bed at 11. No.
We counting minutes at this point. It's 11:07.
Yeah, no, you're not the host doing this kind of shit. It's 11. It's not even like 8:30. It's 11.
So here comes, see, this have approached Kyle. Kyle's like, it's 11 o'clock. It's o'clock at night, bitch. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Personally, I think she was getting high. I could be wrong. But who knows?
This is what I just kind of want to be like, did you have a Xanax and a cocktail? Did you take a lie down? Like, what did you do? Like, did you pull a Tamara? Like, what was happening here? Like, you did something where you lost track of time.
Remember when Dorit came down at about 10 o'clock and they said, where were you? On my veranda. And she was smirking. She's probably getting high too.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's not the host, so she could do what she wants.
No big deal. Just and she's known for being late, so ain't nobody gonna question Dorit. Plus, she going through. Ain't nobody gonna question Dorit.
Plus, I don't think. Yeah. No, there's no way. And you're supposed to be cooking something, and we're doing this. I'm not eating something at 11. I'm not eating chicken at 11.
Girl.
Ruin my digestion.
If it's something edible vegetables I can snack on while we filming and carrying on, cool.
Yeah.
But by the time we done, I'm gonna have enough to eat.
No, by the time you walked out, by the time you walked into I would have had Kathy's pasta. Because that went to hell hours before. Pasta doesn't hold. No, seriously. No, I absolutely would have been, you're rolling up, I'm going to bed. No, I don't start eating. You don't start cooking at 11. I don't care if you're on vacation. You don't start.
Erica said, I want to have fun. I want to, eat whatever she said, consume some mushrooms, be inebriated, and chill with some wine. I'm not doing nothing.
This is no.
So while they got all the stuff cooking and everything, Amanda's telling Sutton, what? Oh,
right.
Well, this is her face. Well, Avi said, and first of all, don't sit up here and act like you don't know how to say the man's name
twice.
When you found out what his name was.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I'm like, girl, don't do that again.
Stop playing that coy shit.
Yeah.
Anywho, and that's why you got red for Phil.
Yeah. Yep.
So the ladies are coming in. At this point, I just thought Jennifer was just too cute. But at this point right here, some more ladies are strolling in here in the conversation. So they're repeating it even after Sutton was giving her clues as to I don't want to talk about it no more. Yeah, well, I don't care. Once you hear I don't care, there's no need for you to go further, in my opinion. I thought you were a therapist person type.
Well, except that I want her to answer, so I would have pressed.
Exactly. And that's why Erica said this wasn't you asking question. This is you being messy.
Yeah.
This is you being messy. And that's exactly what it was. And you don't have to be born in 1985 to understand this. You good and grown and good, all this business, CEO, and all this, that, and the third. Girl, once you hear the person you're giving the info to saying, oh, well, I don't care, and they kind of look off or, looking for something else to talk about, it's time to talk about something else.
No, I wanted her to answer. I would have been like, Sutton, you asked Erica, this is in the rumor mill. This is out there. I would have pressed. I'm like, I'll be messy. She can carry this bone, however, to the table. And I don't care if Sutton would have been mad at me. I would have been like, you were all up in Erica's shit. You were all up in everybody's. And as we all know, housewives are going to get asked this stuff.
And that's exactly what happened, because you see she keep explaining.
Mm-hmm. And she's starting to get irritated, and I would have been like, like I said, I would have been like, hypocrite, baby girl, hypocrite. Sorry, Sutton girl, but you don't want to talk about Garcelle. You don't know why that ended, and and now you don't, and now you and Avi had a falling out about what? And you
So
act like you don't want to talk about it, but anyway, sorry. I just the thought just left me.
So here we are, another instance where Sutton is perturbed because she had let her know I wasn't angry. I'm just more perturbed, right? So she's more perturbed with this woman. Again, when she at whose house? Was it Bose's house where they all met her? Or I forget, but no, it was Kathy's lunch where Sutton kind of made a comment that how Amanda likes her caviar isn't normal. Where oh, well, I'll just have it normal. Like those little comments that would, I would feel a way too for you saying something like that, especially if you're not following it up with something like a laugh or something to lighten what you said, because it was negative to, like, is something wrong with how I eat, and once you get high up on the food chain, everything is offensive. If you don't say it a certain way, girls, World War VIII. But anywho, so they pretty much finished out the night. It was a disaster of a night. I mean, they didn't leave there until like almost 2 a.m. I'm like, y'all, that's now, unless y'all coming from the club or, something like that, and y'all, need something to eat, cool. But we not having dinner at 1 a.m. That's what we're not going to do.
No.
So the next day, here's some more issues between these two. So Amanda, they were having a conversation, and Amanda approached Sutton. It's in the morning, and Sutton let her know that Jennifer told her that Amanda was questioning Sutton's whereabouts the night prior. And it was just real meaty from Sutton. Like, do you need some coffee or something? Because Sutton said it doesn't matter what time she got there last night. We're on vacation in the confessional. But here she's trying to give Amanda the hand and all this, that, and the third, because she's explaining things and whatnot. And I'm like, see, look. Like, what? It was just off. It's like Sutton is trying to check Amanda, but not really be, but not make it known, or I don't know, she's like slow rolling a check. I just don't understand why Sutton just can't say what she needs to say in the moment.
I would have snapped right back at Sutton. I would have been like, "Bitch, you were so late. And you were supposed to be cooking, and you're the host. So yeah, I talked about you. You were. I get we're on vacation, and I would have liked to have relaxed, but I couldn't even eat because we had no food. And you were fine with taking however long you felt like. You weren't letting us know, and we were waiting around for you to have dinner. Oh, I would have gone off. You want to try and call me Missy, or you want to try and get whatever, like, let's go. It's funny, I don't really like Amanda, but I would have been like, yeah, I bitched about your lateness. It was egregious. It was worse than waiting for Dorit on the plane.
Girl. So at this point, Amanda is, letting Erica know, and Erica was like, girl, if I was you,
Yeah.
pretty much I would just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Don't rock the boat, because if you think she mad at you, she probably is. It is what it is, boo-boo.
Well, no, I would have been like, you don't know why. Don't make assumptions. You don't know if it was because you made a comment that she was late, or because you talked about Avi. Like, if you really want to know, ask her straight up. Otherwise, don't make assumptions as to why. Other than if you feel like she's mad at you, she might be irritated with you.
Right.
So, but to assume why, I don't know. When you do that, we usually are wrong. Not always, but.
So this part was kind of funny. Rachel comes in, right, and she shares that she barely slept.
Yes.
And so they're, the three of them, Amanda, Erica, and here comes Rachel. And they're sharing, oh, slept. Oh, okay. Well, I'm on vacation. Like, I only got 3 hours. And then this one right here pulls out her sleep monitor timer, whatever it's called, chart, sleep chart.
Yes.
And so she's reading all this, that, and the third. And while she's reading, they're just talking like, I don't do calendars. Like, girl, what is she talking about? I was like, oh, like, Amanda, girl, everything isn't about an analysis of the situation. Just go with the flow. Chill. If you got work on your brain, go work.
Yeah. You don't have to tell everybody everything like that shit. I don't care about your Fitbit, fitness. I don't care about your quality of sleep. I don't care if it's 61 and 63. Like, no.
So then Rachel checks on her kid, and then she's introducing them to her kid. She's talking back to her kid. And then this one, Amanda, makes it a point to say how much her and her fiance are dang near equally yoked, except for one thing. What he makes in a month, and that's the caption. What he makes in a month, she makes in a year. Easy.
Other way around.
Thank you. What she makes in a month, he makes in a year. So that's the one thing that she wished wasn't about their relationship. Everything else about him was what she asked for, what she wished for, what she hoped for, and everything. You think they're gonna get married?
Probably, because he needs to hang on to her money. Support his kids. I mean, this is a situation where if the household is like, do you not want to work anymore? Do you want him to make as much so you can make what he makes? Or like, what's going on here? Like, is he helping run things in your home so that you can go and be great? I mean, oh.
Now, we all heard about Candy and Todd. I think it's a perfect example. Now, I don't know how much he make and how much she make in a year. That ain't the point. The point is, if you're partners and one takes up the slack or fills in to where it's more of a happy home and not so much delegated towards outside forces. And especially when you have little kids, you always want that close knit. You rather have family. You rather have the what's that family called when it's just the in the house unit or something. Not family unit, but it's called something else.
I know what you're saying. Just the immediate family, I
Yeah.
guess. But it's not that the nuclear family.
Yeah. So you just want what's in the household for the most part.
Yeah.
You rarely want to have to add in outside resources and factors to help manage the household. So if the parents can, of course, someone trusted will come in. So if that's what he is, if that's who he is, then I wouldn't have, wished or even said this on camera, first of all. That shouldn't even be coming out of your mouth, the fact that you have regrets about your fiance. Because that's what it's coming off as. Like you're settling because he's not everything that you want in a man.
It's not supportive. It's not supportive.
Girl.
I mean, it's not loyalty to your marriage first, which is the way that I would operate on a show like this. But also, like, when you have that house in Newport Beach, it looks like he's the one taking those babies paddleboarding and to the beach and to do all of that stuff. Goes back to like what you said. If he's being the present parent, get a really strong prenup to protect your assets and let him be a present parent. How many dads are taking their children and doing that stuff? Like, and if he's making money and contributing, like, if he were making as much money as you, none of your kids wouldn't have a present parent.
And if you listen, listen, Amanda, anybody over there who know Amanda, make sure the prenup is legit, comb through, everybody's in agreement, no less than 90 days before marriage. But if you get married in California, don't wait till that 8th day. No, you do it. It's preferred 6 months before the marriage, but no less than 90 days should a prenup be signed. Just saying. But yeah, I think this was a bad move, Amanda. Yeah, that's not cute. And first of all, why did we need to know?
Yep.
That's what you hold keep to your vest. Ain't nobody's business. And that's another thing that they're finding out about her is whenever she brings up like cost of things she's bought, or they seem to be taken aback a little bit.
Well, she's very gauche. Nouveau riz.
I mean, she'll learn. She'll be different next year if she's back. But yeah, girl, I wouldn't have said this at all.
Yeah, I don't think you need to embarrass your partner. Like, you just don't,
At all. So here's another. Erica had it. Amanda's doing business in the back seat in between Rachel, who's again applying makeup, and Erica. Erica's sick and tired of hearing about this in the confessional. Again, she's funny. She's like, stop all this fronting with your work. We have business calls too, Heifer. Get off the phone.
I would have told her if she was on speaker, I would have been like, get off speaker. I get overstimulated by that kind of shit. Don't watch a video on your phone while we're watching TV super loud. You need your earbuds. Like, as I get older, whatever spectrum I'm on, I don't need. I would have said to Amanda, so her employee could have heard. Get off speaker. I don't want to hear this.
Tell them.
I would have.
Now, this is the shopping spree. That's why they're in the vehicle, y'all. They on their way out the door. And this is what we like to see. We like to see spending. You know what I'm saying? We like to see stuff being paid for, credit cards and shit. Just let us know how much it costs. We got one bill, $21.30 with 72 cents. Now, did they know about the penny shortage? I don't know. We'll round this up next time. Then we got another. Now you can't really see, but it is $3,000 some odd dollars. 3,479, I think it was. Yes, spend that cash. Show us. Yes. And here we go again. All right, Dorit. Now this one's a Dorit. Now you was at 4 something. Now you at 13. Be careful. You done spend almost $2,000 in 2 days. And you already done bought Hermes throw for bows that cost $2,500. So calm down. You can't be doing all this, and the ops is looking. Just a warning. That's all. Just a warning. So here we are at Erica's favorite place to have something to eat. I think this is where she said, "What is this?" Now this is where she said it. First, we in the damn heat. Next, we making our own food. Now we're at the damn airport. What is going on?
Oh, just one thing I thought was funny, like when Rachel was with Amanda and Amanda asked them if it's ceremonial grade matcha. Get the fuck out of here, Amanda. Like, stop. Everything doesn't have to be like that. And Rachel Zoe likes like designer shit, like get out of here. I thought it was funny. Like Rachel was like, give me a break. Seriously, girl.
Yeah, she's like, are we gonna pray for the
yeah, get out of here. That girl lied to your face. Yes, of course it's ceremonial grade matcha, because that's what everyone does. Oh my God. Get out of here.
Erica said, no, Rachel said, just live on the wild side and get almond milk.
Yeah, right, because they didn't have half of what she wanted. They didn't have oat milk, and she was like, yeah, adapt, bitch. God. You walked around Walmart in Oklahoma. You can adapt. Yeah, adapt, for Christ's sake.
You acting real brand new when you was just over there.
Yeah, really. Yeah, exactly.
You was just over there.
Yeah.
You spend more time over there than you've been over here. So what's really going on?
Uh-huh.
Girl, you and all your, but those shoes she had on that match, no, the bag that matched, was it Kyle's shoes, some Chanel Croc, whose shoes were those? I didn't get it though.
I think they were Kyle's.
Yeah, that was cute. It's like, oh, that's a cute little pale pink combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But anywho, so yeah, they're down to the airport.
Yes.
I've never thought to go eat at the airport, LAX, Long Beach, or John Wayne, or Burbank.
No. Nobody likes to eat at the airport. Get out of here. Nobody wants to park at the airport. Like, no.
Not even Hawthorne.
No.
And they had a whole cafe situation.
No. Nobody goes to eat at the airport.
Girl, is this is it a Southern thing? Because, Southern is from Georgia. Is this something that Southern, we need answers.
Don't look at me. I don't know what they do in the South, but I don't.
Me either. That's why I'm asking. If Sutton read with somebody over there, get back to us. Is this what happens? Is this a joy that we're just unfamiliar with? Because I find it quite funny. Don't nobody want to go to some airport and eat?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No. Because they don't care about the planes. You know, some people don't like the, planes and stuff. Maybe that's why. But they didn't even talk about the planes. So no.
I don't want to listen to that shit.
Speaking of not wanting to listen to that shit, I love the segue. Sometimes you say some of the best things that we just go right into it. And you don't even know what you're saying, girl. So, okay. So here we are. So Amanda was like, well, you know what, Sutton? This morning I felt like, you kind of came at me a little, sideways, Heifer. So I'm just trying to front you out in front of everybody, let you know that I ain't the one. And I ain't the two either. So what's up with that? Sutton was like, not her again.
Yep.
And yeah, Sutton had to let her know I was not upset or mad, just, perturbed, a little irritated, but, so she said, okay, so it was really, stemming from the night before, spilling over to the morning,
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of Mary calling Whitney little girl, the way
yeah,
and her Miss Missy. That's what people do when they want to exert their age onto someone who's younger than them to try and front them off. Suddenly, we see through all that Maybelline.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been found out. Yeah, Sutton had to, take one on the chin a little bit, even though she tried to get out of it, and she even tried to cry a little. But it's just a matter of Sutton really coming into her, how can I say? She's opening up more, but she's still holding back because she should have told her up front instead of saying, no, it wasn't anything until, well, yeah, it was, such and such. Just say it. You're probably the eldest of that group, besides Kathy, of course.
Right.
Well, hell, they could be the same age, actually.
I don't know.
But,
I mean,
go ahead.
No, yeah, no. I mean, like I said, I think Amanda's in a weird place of being a new person and trying to figure out what's up, Although I think that obviously if you're being smart, it's best to just kind of wade through the waters delicately and take a lot on the chin until you kind of learn the landscape. But we also need the newbies to step in it for some action. So, Amanda's real good to soldier on into a battle.
Ain't she?
Because she's full of herself.
So then this started more conversation about Avi, and they're just, wanting to know more. And she was like, I don't want to talk about him. If y'all want to, y'all go ahead, leave me out of it. Don't bring them back to me. Don't do it. Is that understood? Is that clear? I was like, oh, well, damn, bitch. I mean,
I would have. That's when I would have been. I would have been Erica being like, "You had no problem cornering me at a dinner about the earrings and the money and all that shit. So answer up, bitch."
Yeah, that's why I took this snap. Like, okay, because Erica's like, listen, you need to just, not get so, don't get your panties in a bunch, but all of them, for the most part, looked at her like they didn't. The only person that said Crystal was Rachel because Rachel was the one talking at the time. But I would have like, who are you talking to like that? Because don't get all perturbed with me because some tea is coming out about something you really don't want to talk about.
Right. That hasn't stopped you from doing that to other people.
And I'm just saying. And then poor Jennifer, all she's trying to do, she's talked a lot. I mean, really. So Sutton kind of, gives Jennifer a little what for while Jennifer is starting to talk and so, but a Sutton assumed that Jennifer was chiming in about Avi, when Jennifer said no, she was going to say something else, but hell, I won't say nothing at all. So
I can't blame Jennifer. It seems like Sutton likes to kind of take things out on Jennifer. Jennifer has been Sutton's biggest ally, her defender. She's now been invited onto the show. She has every right to fucking interject if she wants. You shouldn't be shushing her. You already did it earlier, and Jennifer showed her unhappiness about it. So, I can understand why Jennifer kind of lost it with Kyle. Now, I don't know if you watched the after show, but it was really funny. Jennifer was backpedaling and pussy popping so bad.
Wouldn't she?
So bad. She was so uncomfortable. I think she might have been a little, drunk, and maybe didn't quite remember exactly what she said. Sutton was very hurt and mad and not letting it go. But I understood exactly where Jennifer was at in that moment. She felt disrespected. And she has come to Sutton's defense so much. And for her to constantly be silenced, which is disrespectful, she's not your servant. She's not Avi. She's not any of that shit. She's your friend.
Preach.
So I understood why she went off with Kyle. She was mad. You need to let that shit go. And I mean, now you're going to act like she said the most hurtful shit to you. I think it was the reason it's bothering you so much is just because it's that close to the truth.
Right, because at this moment, Kyle is surprised at how open Jennifer is with what she's saying about Sutton because, they're so close, this, that, and the third. But it is what it is because, Jennifer feels away. So she's, feels disrespected, just like you said. And, she's just letting Kyle know that this type of behavior is probably not probably one of the reasons why Garcelle left, but she meaning Jennifer gives Sutton a pass due to her being fragile.
Yeah, she's tired of that shit. You can just tell. And I'm sure she was kind of drunk, so she just let it rip, where sometimes, loose lips sink ships, where you might not have been so brutally honest if you hadn't had 3 margaritas. But, I think Sutton really needs to apologize to her friend because the way that she's like, stop, don't, get out of here. Let her, she's on this show too. That's another thing. You're paralyzing her from contributing on a reality show. This isn't like a friend situation where you're not on camera.
Right.
And that's why she said it that weird way. Well, that's not even what I was going to say because it's like you're acting like she's the one that's going to say something that's not going to help you. You don't even know what the fuck she's going to say. And you're the one that's you don't trust that your friend's going to come to your aid. Like, you're having a public conversation and you want it to be over, but like the reality is, you don't know what Jennifer was coming in to try and help you. And as Jennifer said, she even saw Avi and Avi doesn't even really know what the hell happened and whatever. So, I was like, no, girl, you need to answer this.
Yeah, Jennifer did say that she thought his departure would be temporary.
Right.
Thinking so that also gives a context clue as okay, they just need to cool off.
Right. And he thought that's what it was too. So it also insinuates that there was some kind of some maybe like lack of integrity with the way things ended.
Definitely on his part, if in fact that's true what Amanda's saying, because I'm like, oh no, that's not what you do. You ruining your whole resume, dude.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. She lost Garcelle and Avi within a 6-month window, or and now she's struggling. She's talking about how she's felt like she never really fit it. I don't know. I feel like she's going through something, trying to drink less, all of these things, and I just this. Although she's trying to be less bitchy, maybe with people, like, I don't know. She obviously is going through some things.
Yeah, because this caption is showing Sutton, but Jennifer is still talking. saying that, like under her breath, but just in conversation, that's not all about you, Sutton.
Yeah.
The world doesn't revolve around you. So whatever you're going through, you're going to have to just, adapt to it and work on whatever you're working on. But remember how when they were all talking, waiting for that chicken to be done at 12:58 a.m., that they all couldn't believe that Avi was saying anything like that. But something happened. But like you said, you're not sure if that's what he said. Well, if it ain't, somebody got some explaining to do.
I always think, obviously, there's nuance to everything. If Avi's super disgruntled, I do think Sutton obviously contributed to that. Do I think that it should be getting around town that he's trying to spill the juice? No, that's not necessarily professional either. But do I necessarily believe that it just happened as innocently as it did, that their paths crossed? No, I don't necessarily believe that either. But nothing Sutton said made me feel any more confident about or clarified as to the situation, nor do I believe her any more than before she said anything with her vague responses about what went down. So, you didn't help the situation at all. Like I said, there's a way that you could have cleared some things, especially if you're standing on business. If he was unprofessional, he's your employee, you have every right to fire him. If you had a falling out, you had a falling out,
Right.
And if you decided that it wasn't worth it because of after you thought about it and it just, whatever, good, fine. And then let him hang himself, so to speak, professionally by talking around town. But to look all weird and vague like this is not helping.
What'd be cool if, in fact, he did not say that, for him to put out a press statement, categorically denying all of that. And, I would never jeopardize, the confidentiality or integrity of an employer, past, present, or future, just so, he can clear himself. I think that would be honorable and justified. But if he did, then dude, you may not work in that town again, because they definitely don't need no, stool pigeons.
I don't know. He went to that premiere with Garcelle, so
Well, good luck with that.
Yep.
But looks like they ended on a good note. They ready to go home. That's probably why they
Yep.
feeling all good. They had their little food and whatnot, not what. They know they on their way home. And child, next episode. Woo! I don't know what's more juicier, this or Southern Charm next week. Child, because that after show. Oh, and speaking of the after show, girl, can you believe the way that chicken was prepared?
See, this is why I told you I would have been yelling at Sutton. You call me Missy all you want. You want to make me wait till 11 for dirty water chicken? Absolutely not. No.
Not seasoned.
Yeah, no.
Thrown on the grill.
Amanda is obviously weird because she was struggling without the structure. So she's trying to figure out her way and all this and whatever. She's obviously quirky and annoying. But, yeah, she did have a point, though. She did. You were 11 o'clock to make some ugly chicken.
Oh, and Amanda was backpedaling. Oh, well, protein, the chicken, it's the star of the show, and backpedaling. Well, yeah, you're just nah, girl, stay in it. Put 10 toes. You started it, now finish it. Don't start backpedaling. Stick to your point.
Would have had no problem standing on it. No problem. Make me wait till 11 o'clock to make that shit? No.
Girl, bye. I think that's all my notes, child. Oh, last thing. The part where you mentioned how Sutton says that she feels, well, I wrote that now that Sutton has become a lot more vulnerable with the lady. She feels like she is a part of the group now. I did hear you mention a bit about that earlier, where she feels more comfortable with the group, but I don't know.
I don't buy it. I feel like she's trying really hard to rewrite her narrative about herself after the scandal with Garcelle and Avi. That's my instinct right now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know,
Trying to cover it up.
instead of just accepting more about yourself, like you're a
Mm-hmm.
quirky little weirdo with a lot of money, I feel like you're trying to change your perception because I think Sutton really likes being on the show. I think she really likes the attention. I think she gets hurt by criticism or by some of the things. I can certainly understand. You remember how she said she didn't feel pretty enough? I thought about you and how you genuinely thought she's a beautiful woman, right? And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how sad that she can't see what you see so easily, right? But I also understand LA is a tough ass place to feel like you're good enough. There's always someone around the corner, pretty
Mm-hmm.
privilege is real and all that. So I can appreciate, I do think that it's been obvious that she's been very insecure at times, but um I don't know, like I just don't necessarily buy that she's in a better place. I just feel like she's trying to rewrite the image of herself, her persona, the narrative, as they say, and that never works. You just gotta be yourself and let your little quirky flag fly. You make enough 300,000 a month, baby girl. You be you,
Girl, I wish I
as
was
weird
in.
as you are.
Well, no shade, but she may get it honest with that difficult relationship factor,
Uh huh.
relating to those, that you're in commune with, could be a little difficult for her. So, you
Yeah.
know,
Stop
it'll work
beating
out,
up
I
your
guess.
friend. Stop beating up Jennifer Tilly. She's a damn delight, and she's
Of
been your
all
good.
people.
Yeah, she's been a good friend to you. So knock it off.
And one more thing. And the fact that she would rather smooth things over with Dorit, at the same time try and put Jennifer in her place, tells me these, she's,
Priorities are not in order.
yeah, like, I don't think you understand, true, what's that, what's the word? Not friendship, but loyalty.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Jennifer's your friend.
I did not think that's the word you were looking for. Yes.
Yeah,
She
because
is.
Jennifer's supposed to be her real friend, and Dorit is more or less her co-worker slash friend.
Dorit's a little bit of her frenemy. Dorit
Girl.
is not sold on this shit yet. Dorit's ready, waiting for Sutton to act up so she can be like, I told you so.
Yeah, she went for the bottle drop.
Yeah, which understandably so, because Sutton said a lot of crazy shit to Dorit, including you better talk to somebody with a commensurate wallet.
Ain't
That
that
shit was
nothing?
crazy. I can understand why Dorit's looking at Sutton like, okay. I do think that it was a good thing. Okay, I do understand why Sutton said to Dorit, "You hate your life right now. You're taking it out on everyone else." Because
I
Dorit
thought so.
is yeah. I did think that that was a fair statement. However, I do think that Sutton has some unresolved ish with her own situation that she might have been directing on to Dorit or whatever too. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
here for a self-contemplative Sutton, but it just seems like it's the motivation to be doing it is because she's insecure about how she was portrayed last season and not really
Mm-hmm.
because this is like some deep self-exploration for the right reasons, maybe. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see.
because Garcelle left, Avi left, her son
Yeah,
left. Now her ex-husband wants to erase her name from the Lamb's Book of Life.
you're right.
So it's like, and those were all important relationships,
Hmm.
that had a purpose in her life. So yeah, I can see how she's all a tizzy.
Yeah.
Mm, even more so. Child. Watch yourself. Watch yourself, Sutton. Okay, I think that's it.
Yep.
That's all I got. Oh my goodness. See, great. This is what I'm saying. When you have like-minded individuals or like-minded circumstances and, relatable, more so relatable, it's just, and then, you like to see the opulence, you like to see the things. It's just more of the more favorite shows, in my opinion, because they have a lot more to offer than the old run-of-the-mill reality show, because it's just mess over there, but we get to see a little bit of different stuff over here,
Yep.
Good job, ladies. Real Heifers of Beverly Hills. Season 15, episode 5 is over. Now, if you guys want to come through tomorrow, we have a live going on in the morning at 11 o'clock. This is season 18, episode 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes, we will be live tomorrow at 11. So come back, please, and thank you. Now, whenever you're not talking ish with me, where can the people find you, ma'am?
You can catch me on Facebook at Psychic Aaron Boyd or on Instagram and Threads, psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading, or just add me as a friend. Let's build this community.
Yes. And y'all, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure the parentheses is around and the bell may be black, but it should say all or something to that effect. And there's a hype button somewhere around there as well, near the comment section. And we will catch you in the morning. See you in the morning, girl.
See you then. Ray,